When I run retirement scenarios, I typically stick to the common retirement ages like 62, 65, or 70. But some people come along and say, I want to retire at 55. Honestly, that's the dream for some. But here's what most people don't realize. Retiring early can seriously impact your Social Security, and not in a good way. It's all everyone seems to be talking about these days. When Trump talks about Social Security, people's heads explode, especially when he says things like, we're no longer going to tax Social Security. All the fuss about Social Security had me doing a little digging. Not to mention that it affects so many of my clients that want to retire early, let alone most Americans. So in this video, I'm going to break down what actually happens to your Social Security if you want to hang it up at 55, and how to plan smart so that you don't shortchange yourself down the road. Let's dive into what you really need to know about Social Security if you want to retire by 55. Here's the thing you need to understand. If you retire at 55, you cannot claim Social Security just yet. Unless you qualify for disability benefits, the earliest you can claim Social Security is 62. This means you need to fund 7 years of retirement on your own before Social Security kicks in. And if you want the full benefit amount, you'll need to wait until your full retirement age. If you're born in 1960 or later, which is probably most of you watching this video, that will be 67. If you're born earlier, it's between 66 and 67. And you could delay up to age 70 to get the maximum benefit. So retiring at 55 means you're going to need to save between 7 and 15 years worth on your own before Social Security kicks in. That requires some serious saving and planning. Now let's settle the 30 versus 35 debate. It's the difference between getting the full credit for your life's work of work history or letting 0 earning years drag down your Social Security check. It's all really simple, but buckle up, we're going to get into the numbers here. You see, Social Security uses your 35 highest earning years to calculate your benefit. Let's break it down with a simple example. Say you started working at age 20 all the way up to 65, 45 years total work. Social Security would use the 35 highest years to calculate your benefit. But what if you only worked 30 years, retiring at age 50 instead? Those missing 5 years count as zeros in your calculation. If you average $50,000 for 30 years, your total earnings would be $1.5 million. But Social Security divides that by 35 regardless, bringing your average down to about $42,857 per year. That's about $3,571 a month, which is your AIME, or average indexed monthly earnings, the number Social Security uses to calculate your overall benefits. Social Security pays you roughly 32% of your AIME if your income range is between $1,116 to $6,721. So 32% of $3,571, that's roughly $1,142.72 per month. This lower average directly reduces your monthly benefit from around $1,333.33 to $1,142.72, in this example at least. That's $191 less every month for the rest of your life. I'm sure it doesn't seem like much to lose, right? But over 20 years of retirement, that's over $45,000 lost. My guess is that's probably not an insignificant amount of money that you would love to give up. Here's another factor to consider: opportunity cost. For most people, their highest income earning years are later in life. If you retire at 55, you could miss out on those peak income earning years that could replace the lower income earning years from when you started out. Let's say you started making $40,000 in your 20s, but were making $100,000 by age 55. Each additional year you work at the higher salary would replace a lower income earning year in the Social Security calculation. Each extra year you work at that higher income can really boost your lifetime benefit. Social Security adjusts those early earning years, indexing for inflation, but those peak years still make a big difference. So when should you claim Social Security if you could retire at 55? If you claim at 62, the earliest, you'll get about 70% of your full retirement benefit. If you wait until 67, which is your full retirement age for most of you watching, that would be 100% of your benefit. But Did you know that by delaying until 70, you get 124% of your full benefit? That's a guaranteed 8% increase for each year after your full retirement age. Here's something many people don't know though. Social Security wasn't designed to be your full retirement plan. And when it was created, most people aren't living nearly as long as they are today. Now, most people might collect benefits for 20 years plus instead of just 5 to 10 years when it was first rolled out. If longevity runs in your family, delaying until 70 might make the most sense to maximize your retirement benefits. There are additional strategies to consider if you're married. For example, the lower earning spouse could claim the benefit first while the higher earner delays. This gives you some Social Security income while also allowing the larger income spouse to delay their benefit to really max out and get that full 124% at age 70. You could use a strategy to bridge the gap from 55 to 70, combining it with your personal savings. The strategy works even better if you can, instead of living off that early Social Security, invest it instead, which would give you more money in the long run. And as someone who married an older woman that's likely going to make less income than me over the long run, this is right up my alley. So what should you do if you're planning to retire at 55? First, make sure you have enough saved to last at least 7 years before you can tap into Social Security. You'll need enough savings to get you from 55 to whenever you pull the trigger on Social Security. Again, this could be anywhere from 7 to 15 years based on when you choose to start collecting benefits. This is where my automation formula comes in. I'm not a budgeting guy. Never have been. But retiring early takes some serious discipline. And discipline starts with structure. My system's the easiest way I know to make early retirement possible. It splits your income automatically into accounts for saving, investing, and spending. This saves you the stress of constant decision-making and discipline. No guesswork, no obsessing over spreadsheets, just intentional savings stacking in the background while you go live your best life. I'm sure I've piqued your interest with this one. All you have to do is go to roguefinance.us/blueprint and you're halfway there. Grab your copy today. Another thing worth considering is working 35 years total to avoid getting any zeros in your Social Security calculation. Think carefully about when to claim, whether 62, full retirement age, or age 70. As I explained earlier, waiting till 70 will get you larger monthly payouts, but it's certainly your decision when to start collecting. If you've been a diligent saver and investor, Social Security might just be the icing on the cake for you, just like it was designed to be from the start. But if you're counting on it for a significant portion of your retirement income, these decisions become much more important. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think Trump is going to pull off tax-free Social Security? How do you feel about that? Let it rip in the comments below. And watch my video about why high-income earning Americans are actually broke, and learn how to make the most of your 6-figure salary in today's economy. Hit that like button if you found this helpful, and subscribe for more ways to help take control of your financial future. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.